dirt, no rest for the real. Still spine straight, I'm a soldier, no chill. Snakes in the grass, they creep and conceal. 20/30 vision, better sharpen your steel. We won't stop, I won't quit. Stand for the truth, no counterfeit. Real ones rise, let the fake ones split. Repent for the lies, let the darkness live. Echoes in the swamp, whispers in the wind. Legacy to build, can't let the devil win. Cash rules the weak, but my soul don't bend. 20/30 knocking, better cleanse that sin. They want us to sleep, but the light stays on. Fake smiles, fake friends, all of them gone. Cages of comfort, we breaking out strong. Roots in the south, but the fight's lifelong. We won't stop, I won't quit. Stand for the truth, no counterfeit. Real ones rise, let the fake ones split. Repent for the lies, let the darkness live. Prepare for the storm, skies turning gray. The wolves in the suit got dues to pay. From the ashes we climb, no time to delay. The real ones prepare for the judgment day. Yeah.
What's going on? Welcome back to ARP in the morning. I am your host, Wise, man. I appreciate you guys pulling up this morning, man. I hope you guys are having a fine Tuesday morning. Hope you guys are blessed out there, man. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope all is well with you guys, each and every one of you all, man. I appreciate you guys pulling up this morning, hanging out with me for a little bit. As you can see, I got my Veteran Strong shirt on today. Shout out to my guy, Kenny over at pistyle.store, man. Y'all go check him out. Man. This is pretty dope. I've had it for about a week or so, but I've been waiting, to rock it. And yeah, this is pretty dope. This is a nice shirt right here. So appreciate him sending this over, man. Thank you very much, brother. I appreciate you, man. God bless you. Man, we got a pretty good show. I know y'all seen the thumbnail, seen the title. We got a couple of other stories I want to hit before we get into the follow-up to the Cincinnati Brawl in that situation. I'm sure you guys are aware. There's, I think there was 4 people that have been arrested from that. I'm assuming that they're still investigating what's going on out there. So we're going to follow up on that. But I do have a couple other stories I want to get into before we go there. And before we get into the show, make sure y'all hit that like button for me. If you guys can hear me okay, I want to make sure that we're not having any technical difficulties this morning. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys can hear me okay. And while you're putting that 1 in the chat, y'all make sure y'all hit that daggone like button. You know what I'm saying? So this content gets boosted up through the algorithm, man. We're trying to grow the show. As you guys know, we got the merch store. It is live. Go ahead and get you one of them Pray Don't Worry shirts. Go on and get you one. Everybody been asking. We got the t-shirts and the hoodies. I know you don't necessarily need a hoodie right now, but you're going to need it in the winter months. And what a conversation starter, right? What a conversation starter of a shirt to rock. Pray Don't Worry. You wear that. It's going to give you an opportunity. To discuss the word of God with some folks just from wearing that shirt. You're going to get a lot of compliments. I'm almost guaranteed you're going to get a lot of compliments from that t-shirt, man. Let me show some love to my people in the chat. While I'm doing that, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button for me. Super chat, super thanks would be greatly appreciated. I appreciate you guys supporting the channel. Shout out to all my ARP family members. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. And actually, before I show some love in the chat, I want to do something real quick because I need to show some love as well to my folks that support the channel via Buy Me a Coffee. Shout out to Eric Plummer supporting the channel via Cash App. Thank you very much. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much, man, for supporting the channel. Really, really appreciate you. Shout out to Lily Smith. Thank you very much for supporting the channel via Buy Me a Coffee with the $5 support, man. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. And this individual didn't put a name down, but I do want to say thank you very much, man, for supporting the channel via Buy Me a Coffee. I really, really appreciate you, man. Thank you very much. Yeah, man. So with that being said, let's get into the chat, see what's going on in the chat. Shout out to Sugar Shane. Appreciate you. I heard you were starting, I'm just kind of perusing the chat, but it sounds like you want to start a YouTube channel or something along those lines. Shoot me a message. I may be able to help you out with that. Shoot me a message. Shout out to Zephyr K9. Shout out to B. I know she's on her way to Florida to go hang out with Michelle out there. Hopefully y'all enjoy each other and enjoy yourselves out there. Y'all make sure y'all be safe. Don't go too hard out there, okay? What's up, Malachi? How you doing this morning, brother? Hope all is well with you, man. Appreciate you pulling up as always. Hey, be safe out there on the road. Be safe out there on the road, man. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate you. What's going on, Ed Maurer? Appreciate you pulling up. Kevin Caldwell in the building. Shout out to my guy, Hunter. All right, Hunter blessed us with a scripture this morning. Let's say he says, not by might nor by power, but by my spirit, says the Lord Almighty. Zechariah chapter 4, verse 5-6. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate that. Hope all is well down there in North Cac. What's going on, Redefined Queen? What's up, Marla? What's up, Lori Odyssey? How you doing this morning? Appreciate you pulling up. What up, Cool Ramon? Appreciate you pulling up as well. Hope all is well with you guys. All right, who else we got up in here this morning? Yeah, you guys get in here and y'all have your own conversations going on before I even get up in here. A lot of the times, sometimes I'll say what's up. Other times I just sit back and just watch. You know, but I do appreciate you guys, man. Appreciate you guys. What's up, Billy W? How you doing? Appreciate you pulling up. I know Dr. Kyla up in here. Appreciate you pulling up. Dr. Kyla over there at the dentist getting some work. What's going on, George? Be safe out there camping out in Yellowstone, man. Be safe out there. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. All right, who else we got up in here? We got Kelly Red. Appreciate you pulling up. Hope all is well. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. All right. Who else we got up in here this morning? All right, we got 191. I'm not sure exactly where we are with the likes, but let's make sure that we are where we need to be at with the likes. We got 198 people in here. We should have 198 likes. Yeah. What's going on, Larry Montgomery, man? Appreciate you pulling up. Appreciate you pulling up. What's up, Nelly? How you doing this morning? Hope all is well. What's up, Angela Montgomery? How you doing this morning? Appreciate you pulling up. We got Amber Young in the building. Shout out to you. Appreciate you pulling up. B, you make sure you be safe out there on the road, getting out there. Be safe. But enjoy yourself, man. Vacation's good. Enjoy yourself down there. All right. Oh, and my blues. I need you guys to shoot me an email. I need to get addresses and things of that nature. I want to send a t-shirt out to you guys. I need y'all to shoot me your address. Send me an email today, tomorrow, you know, when you get a chance, send that to me so I can get a shirt out to you guys pretty quickly. Like I said, we are going to have we're going to give a shirt away this week. I was going to do it Friday, but I think we're going to do it Thursday because Friday is going to be a panel show. And, you know, that's going to go 3 hours. So I want to make sure that, you know, I hook somebody up. There is going to be a blessed individual in the chat come Thursday. So we'll discuss that on Thursday. And, you know, I'm going to need some help from the blues once I drop the question. We're going to throw a question out there and whoever answers it first, and we'll base it off of the blues. It won't be me. I'll just go with, you know, what the blues say. Whoever answers a question first, That's who will say get it, and then whoever that person is will need to get a, we'll need to get an address and all that kind of good stuff, address, sizes, all that kind of good stuff, But we're gonna make that happen. We're gonna make that happen, though. What's up, Chester? How you doing this morning? We got Rocky Trump in the building. What up, Leslie Aaron? Appreciate you pulling up. What's up, Melissa? What's going on? John Doe in the house. What's going on? What up, Quincy James? How you doing this morning, brother? We got Kenneth Moles. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Hope all is well. All right. Oh, yeah. All right, so we're going to get things kicked off. All right. Got the Marines in the building. All right. Shout out to you. All right. I see you. All right, so let's get things kicked off. So it looks like everybody can hear me okay. All that kind of good stuff, all that good jazz. All right, perfect. We're going to get things going. What's up, LJ? How you doing? What up, C. Bergie? How's it going? Hope all is well. Appreciate you pulling up. We got Memphis Worship Center in the house. Shout out to you. Shout out to Memphis. Appreciate you pulling up. What's up, Ruby? How you doing? What up, Dion? How you doing this morning? Hope all is well with you. What up, Blessed by God always. Appreciate you pulling up. We got a couple, we got a new member here. Shout out to Blessed by God always joining the ARP family. Thank you very much. God bless you. Appreciate you supporting the channel. Appreciate that. We also got Coley Bordeaux. Appreciate you joining the ARP family as well. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. God bless you as well. Appreciate you supporting the channel. Thank you very much. Shout out to my guy Malachi with the $2 super chat. Says, pray for me in Atlanta and hit that like button. Y'all make sure y'all keep Malachi lifted up in prayer down there in the A. Appreciate that. Appreciate you, man. Thank you very much. So with that being said, we are going to get the show started. Like I said, super chats, super thanks would be greatly appreciated. Greatly appreciated. I appreciate you guys supporting the channel, supporting the stream. Appreciate you guys. What's going on, Kenneth? How you doing this morning, brother? Appreciate you pulling up. All right. Anybody that joins the ARP family, gifts in ARP family, will definitely stop and acknowledge you guys. Appreciate you all. Thank you very much, man, for supporting the channel. Appreciate you guys, man. And let's see. Hit that like button. All right. Without further ado, we're going to get it going. Is that the right one? All right, here we go.
Begin with the fight deep in the heart of Texas, which could decide who controls Congress after next year's midterms. It has nationwide consequences, and it's getting even more urgent as state Democratic lawmakers have now fled the state entirely. They bolted to Illinois, Boston, New York. On Sunday, it was a last-ditch effort to delay voting on a new congressional map ordered by President Trump in Texas. And it would give Republicans another 5 seats in next year's midterm elections.
We did not make the decision to come here today. We did not make that decision lightly. But we come here today with absolute moral clarity that this is absolutely the right thing to do to protect the people of the state of Texas.
The move denies the Texas legislature a quorum, blocking Republican efforts to pass the new gerrymandered map during a special session. Now, Governor Greg Abbott is lashing out, accusing Democratic lawmakers of abandoning their offices. He's threatening removal. State Attorney General Ken Paxton goes even further, suggesting the lawmakers should be arrested, adding, quote, "We should use every tool at our disposal to hunt down those who think they're above the law." Joining.
All righty. Shout out to how do you say that? Is that there's Autry? Hopefully I pronounced that properly. Thank you very much for the $5 super chat. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Appreciate you supporting the stream this morning. Like I said, super thanks, super chats will be greatly appreciated. Y'all know what we're doing. We're fighting an uphill battle out here, but I got to ask the question to you guys, man. How many of my people up here, out in Texas, man, what the heck is going on in Texas? Seriously. What up, Crystal? How you doing this morning, sister? What the heck is going on down in Texas? Seriously. The Democrats, man, they are losing it right now. They're losing it. They're in big trouble, man. And it's showing in places like Texas. Right now, Texas Republicans are looking at redistricting, which is a process known as gerrymandering. Democrats are known for doing this as well. This happens in every state, happens all the time, both Republicans and Democrats. In fact, some of the worst gerrymandering states are Democratic-run states, with Illinois being a prime example. Just take a look at Illinois congressional map here. I want to share this with you guys. Hold up. Give me a second. Let me pull this up for you guys. I need you all to see this. Let me pull this down. There we go. Now, look at this. This is a district in Illinois. You know what I'm saying? This is Illinois' 4th congressional district. This makes absolutely no sense. It's a total mess, with districts shaped like snakes and stair steps and all designed to give one side an advantage. And Illinois is far from the only state with this problem. But now the Texas Republicans are in the midst of their own gerrymandering efforts, and Texas Democrats, they are hitting the panic button. This is right here. This map right here is the 4th district or congressional district in the state of Illinois right now. This is insane. How did they even come up with this? This is crazy, man. It makes absolutely no sense, man. Democrats are hitting the panic button, and their solution, because y'all know they're short on solutions. They don't have a lot of solutions. They got a lot of complaints, but they don't have a lot of solutions. The only thing that they can do is like, hey, we should just leave. We gonna get up out of here. We're fleeing. We're running away. Y'all heard me correctly. They ran. They're threatening to leave the state and claim that gerrymandering is an authoritarian attack on democracy. Now, let's be clear here. Gerrymandering has been a part of American politics since the country's founding. The term gerrymandering, it actually comes from a practice started by former Vice President Eldridge Gerry back in the early 1800s. It's as old as the Republic itself. It's as old as the Republic itself. Yet somehow, Democrats want to frame it as an existential threat. I mean, these people are despicable, man. They really are. They really are. Rules for thee, not for me. That's the Democrat Party for you. That is the Democrat Party for you.
If Donald Trump is allowed to do this, if he is allowed to once again cheat and get away with it.
How is gerrymandering cheating? How is gerrymandering cheating? They all do it. Y'all just hold up before I let this play some more. Hold up. Look at this. Look at this. This is ridiculous. Who came up with this situation here? Come on now. Cheat.
There's no stopping this. This will spread across the country.
This is un-American, and this is undemocratic. Republicans are stealing our democracy right before our very eyes.
But with Democrats out of the state, the vote that was scheduled to take place during the state's special session is at risk.
We know that you are making great sacrifices to resist the power grab that's being perpetrated by Donald Trump, by Governor Abbott, and by Texas Republicans. We will not let power go unchecked.
Right.
Or let your voices and their voices go unheard.
DNC Chair Ken Martin displaying his support for Texas Democrats as well, saying, quote, "For weeks, we've been warning that if Republicans in Texas want a showdown to cravenly protect Trump from an inevitable midterm meltdown, then we give them that showdown. The DNC is proud to support these legislators in standing up and showing real leadership." The proposal at issue could net 5 new GOP seats, redrawing lines to include more Republican-leaning areas in cities like Dallas and in Houston. You're going to see how
Okay, so let me pull myself back up here. So first of all, president doesn't have anything to do with this. It's not a president who is responsible for gerrymandering. This is a state legislature thing. The presidents don't have any on either side. They don't have much involvement. These are state legislatures that are responsible for gerrymandering. The real issue here is that Democrats are struggling to win at the state level and they're grasping at straws. So what are Texas Democrats doing at this point? They just decided to run away. They decided to go run and hide out in places like New York and Chicago. I mean, this is a classic move from the Democratic playbook. If they can't win, they'll just leave and claim that their voices are being silenced. I mean, it's a little ironic. It's a little ironic, don't you think? I mean, these are the same legislators, that are fleeing to Illinois, which is one of the most gerrymandered states in the country, for support. I mean, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker is even giving them logistical help. And James Tallarico, one of the leaders of this effort, has even made his intentions clear. He's hoping that running away will put enough pressure on Republicans to stop their gerrymandering push. I mean, these people suck, man. They really do. They suck.
Representative James Tallarico from Texas. If you're seeing this video, my Democratic colleagues and I have just left our beloved state to break quorum and stop Trump's redistricting power grab. Trump told our Republican colleagues to redraw the political maps here in Texas in the middle of the decade to get him 5 more seats and protect his majority in Congress. They're turning our districts into crazy shapes to guarantee the outcome they want in the 2026 elections. If this power grab succeeds, they will hang on to power without any accountability from the voters. But Texas Democrats are fighting back. We're leaving the state, breaking quorum, and preventing Republicans from silencing our voices and rigging the next election. We are not fighting for the Democratic Party. We are fighting for the democratic process, and the stakes could not be higher. We have to take a stand.
These people are ridiculous, man. They really are. I'm gonna read a couple super chats and we're gonna keep going. All right. Shout out to Queen Bee's Art Hive with the $2 super chat. Says, good morning, Wise and ARP fam. Love y'all. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Shout out to Dale Glaze at 1975 with the $2 super chat. Thank you or super sticker. Thank you very much. And shout out to Queen Bee's Art Hive with the $2 super chat. Says, Wise, what does that mean exactly? When you say what does that mean, I would like some clarification on the question itself. Give me some clarification. I may answer that question for you here in a quick second. But the Democrat Party, man, there's something else, man. Seriously. There's something else, man. So once again, when Democrats can't win at the ballot box, they just pack up and run away. They genuinely believe they're entitled to victory without actually earning it. That's exactly what's happening right here. The people of Texas voted Republican. The people spoke, but they didn't choose them. And now, instead of respecting that, Texas Democrats are just fleeing to Illinois, crying to Governor Pritzker for help. Now, let's keep it real. I mean, this situation is laughable, to say the least. To hear Democrats whine about gerrymandering when they've been rigging maps for decades. I just showed y'all one of the districts in Illinois, and there's a lot of them out there like this. That's not the only one. That might be one of the most egregious. That might be one of the most egregious districts, but it's not the only one like that out in Illinois. And the irony is rich with these people. But what really gets me is this. Are these politicians truly fighting for their constituents, or is this just about their own grip on power? Now, I'm one of those kind of people that tend to think that, hey, this is all about power. They do not care about their constituents. They do not care. Every time that the Democrats mount this type of dramatic protest, it's not when it's about the people, but when their own seats are on the line, when their own seats are threatened. And now we've got dozens of Texas Democrats, lawmakers fleeing in the state to break quorum. I mean, this sounds familiar, doesn't it? And it should, because they pulled the same stunt in 2003. They did it again in 2021. And here we are in 2025 with the same circus act. It's not going to stop Republicans, though. But what it does is fill Democrat fundraising emails. They are generating a ton of money right now. And honestly, that's probably what this is about. It's really about the money. It's really about the money. It's about donations and drama. And of course, your favorite representative, Jasmine Crockett, couldn't resist joining the parade. She's out here melting down on social media, claiming that the new congressional map will draw her out of her district, a district that she doesn't live in, I might add. She doesn't even live in the district. And she's out here complaining, hey, poor Jasmine Crockett. We're talking about a person that's been in office at this point now going on, 4 years? Hasn't implemented one bill. Super loud, super hood. Yeah, she needs to go. I'm pulling for Sheldon Daniels in TX30. I'm pulling for Sheldon Daniels in TX30. Poor Jasmine, she might actually have to run a competitive race. And she's upset about it. She's so distraught that she lashed out at Ken Paxton. She even called Trump an orange orangutan on TV, as if Trump is the one drawing the Texas maps. You can't make this stuff up, man. Y'all guys got to watch this meltdown, man. Y'all got to watch this meltdown. This lady, she is unhinged, to say the least. This is wild.
Continue to move on the Senate side, because the Senate side is still in, but the House is not in. And as we know, it's got to pass both chambers before it can get to anybody's desk. So as of right now, there is nothing that they can do as it relates to the House. I am so very proud. Please, please, please look.
I'm sorry for the sound. It sounds like she shooting this in the bathroom. So unprofessional.
Look up these amazing state representatives, show them some love, encourage them, because this is really hard to make the decision that you're going to leave your family behind as you go and hide out, because we got a rogue bootleg criminal attorney general who absolutely is like wanting to be Trump 2.0 himself, and he wants to put warrants out for people, even though like he's the one that was under federal investigation for years, and he's the one that had felony indictments pending for years, and of course was avoiding prosecution for years. Yeah, because like that's what makes you real MAGA, is like you got to be about this thug life. You got to be like cheating on your wife. You got to at least be going to get impeached if you ain't been impeached, because he was impeached. He just wasn't convicted again. We've kind of seen this play out before. Anyway, but he got the nerve to talk about who should be arrested. Give me a break. Kind of like,
What is she talking about? What is she talking about?
The orange orangutan, the Timu Hitler, he on the same nonsense too. Bro, you the real criminal. Like, stop coming for people that's out here in these streets just trying to make this country really work by going to work, and so you grabbing them up at work. That's a whole other issue. Anyway, the point is I am currently in Arizona, and the other point is they thought that they were going to put that terrible map on the floor tomorrow in the House and get it passed. And they are not going to be able to pass that map on the House floor tomorrow. So I'm really excited, really proud of these amazing Democrats. Please look them up, and please make sure that you show them as much love as possible. I'm sure they will give you information about how it is that you can support them on this journey. But again, this is bigger than Texas. This is about all of us. This is about making sure that there can be real checks and balances, because some people have decided to check out of their constitutional oaths and have decided that they were going to check into the wannabe Hitler life.
Does she know what a constitutional oath is? What is she talking about? I mean, hold on. Did I miss something? Did I miss something? Or is she not in? Where did she say? She said she was in Arizona, right? Arizona? Is she not in Arizona while she's supposed to be representing her constituents in Texas? What are you doing in Arizona? But you're telling me about some constitutional oath. I mean, this is also a lady who represents a district that she doesn't live in. I don't think you should be able to do that. If you don't live in a district, I don't think you should be able to be voted in as the representative. I mean, come on, man. This woman is ridiculous. This is all about Democrats fighting for survival. They are grasping at anything right now. As much as they claim to be standing up for the people, They don't care about the people. We know this. They're running scared from a process that will not go their way. And I mean, Crockett herself, she admitted this. She admitted it. She went on MSDNC saying the reason that they're in the situation they're in right now is that the numbers fell after Texas mandated IDs for mail-in ballots. Take a look at this. This, like, sometimes, you know, I say this all the time, you know, on the channel. You know, I say this all the time on the channel. If you let someone talk long enough, they will show you exactly who they are. She's been running her mouth so much. She's been running her mouth so much. She's exposed, I don't think on purpose. I don't think on purpose, but she can't help herself. She can't help herself.
Was a benefit to shining a light on what it was that they were trying to do in the dark in Texas. So unfortunately, we've seen our numbers fall now that they have these voter restrictions in place. But I do think it's important for us to have the conversation around the.
She said it. Our numbers fail due to having these voter restrictions in place. I got to play it again.
Fall now that they have these bursts fall now that they have these. We've seen our numbers fall now that they have these voter restrictions in place. But I do think it's important for us to have the conversation around the.
So ridiculous, man. So ridiculous, man. Again, you let someone talk long enough, they'll show you who they are. They'll show you who they are. That's why they were fighting tooth and nail to keep people from having to show ID to vote. That's why they were fighting tooth and nail, because a lot of these elections hadn't been on the up and up, man. A lot of these elections hadn't been on the up and up. Let's just keep it real. We got a couple super chats I want to read real quick. Joshua 7680 says, is it me or did that guy just scream low T? Shout out to LJ. Appreciate you. She said, Wise, quick question. What was the name of the former Secretary of Transportation again? Ooh, Pete Booty Juice. You're a mess, yo. You set me up. You set me up. Hey, just so y'all know, Pete Buttigieg is actually leading the pack right now as a presidential candidate right now for the Democrat Party. He's leading the pack right now. Could y'all imagine? Y'all want a first man? Y'all want a first man, first husband? What do y'all call him? I know they got the first lady. Is he called the first man, the first gentleman? Y'all want that? Shout out to Dale Glaze, 1975. Elections have consequences, Jazzy. Absolutely. Absolutely. Appreciate you, Dale, with the $2 super chat. Shout out to I'm a Hunter. Shout out to my guy Hunter. Appreciate you, brother, with the $10 super chat. Says, I would give anything to hear a toilet flush behind that camera while the crocodile talks. Yo, that would have been hilarious. Shout out to Crystal from Crystal Beyond Labels with the $2 super chat. Said, fighting for power, not the people. Absolutely. 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 Hey, I'm just saying. Pete Buttigieg is leading the pack right now. He's leading the pack right now. I think it's by 1%. Yeah, I think you're right, Shane. It's by 1%, but he is leading the pack. Y'all gonna vote? Y'all gonna vote for this guy? Really? Are the first man, the first gentleman? Y'all want that? What Jasmine Crockett just told you in that clip is they can't win without cheating. That's what she told you. They can't win without cheating. Like, what she's saying is that when fraud stops, their numbers fail. Seriously. That's essentially what she's saying. She's upset because people had to prove who they are before they got a chance to vote. Honestly, it shouldn't be that controversial. Y'all remember there was a lot of clips out there. You had a lot of liberals out there who are supposed to be the most accepting. Oh, it's real reckless and racist things, man. Black people can't get IDs. Black folks don't know where to go and get an ID. Yeah. Don't let these people fool you. Do not let these people fool you into thinking that this is anything other than a tactic to raise money and continue the same old game. This isn't a fight for fairness. It's about fundraising and spinning the situation to their benefit. And as Crockett seen, as she's seen over there doing over on MSDNC, but at least this is going down in Texas, where, well, they don't just put up with this kind of stuff down there. And according to Governor Abbott, you know what? We're going to see what he had to say about this entire situation. We're going to check him out because, yeah, it's a mess down there, man.
Abbott joins us now. Thank you so much. Can you tell us from your perspective, what is the issue? Why did they leave?
So they're leaving and they've left because they're very un-Texan. Texans don't run from a fight. And there's a fight going on in the legislature right now about redistricting as well as other things. But I'll make two quick points, Dana, about this. For one, to run to states like New York and Illinois to protest redistricting is kind of like running to Wisconsin to protest cheese. It's just kind of outrageous. Those are New York and Illinois are two hallmark states that have already done redistricting to eliminate Republicans. But the second thing is far more serious. And that is what these Democrats have done. Just a small fraction of them were needed to break a quorum, and that small fraction is holding hostage legislation in the state of Texas where we will be able to provide assistance and reform for all of the victims of that horrific flooding that we've had in the state of Texas. Our fellow Texans are being let down and not getting the flood relief they need because these Democrats have absconded from the responsibility, and I believe they have forfeited their seats in the state legislature because they're not doing the job they were elected to do.
Governor.
Absolutely. I agree with him there. These Democrats, man, they are cowards. They're cowards. Shout out to Demon of Cybertron with the $5 super chat. Says, Jasmine, gotta be thug life to be Magna. Me, heck yeah, laugh out loud. Hey, honestly, it is about time to see Republicans fighting fire with fire. For so long, you would see Democrats do some real wicked, vile, just evil things. And a lot of the time, you would see the Republican Party not push back. They would try to take the high road. You can't take the high road with these people, man. That's like the bully that comes around trying to steal your lunch money. You eventually you're gonna have to fight that dude or that girl. You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to show that, hey, I'm not gonna let you do this to me anymore. You're gonna have to move on to someone else. You can't keep taking the high road. You can't keep turning the other cheek with these people. They don't understand. They don't understand that type of behavior. They don't. The only thing that they understand is giving them exactly what they give. That's the only thing that they understand. They don't understand being nice. They don't understand turn the other cheek. They don't understand that. They punch you, you got to punch back. Simple as that. That is the thing that I think President Trump understood. He understood that. You can't be nice with these people. You can't try to play nice. Nah, they gonna get in the mud. I got to get right in the mud with you. They don't understand it. Shout out to Samuel Guzman with the $10 super chat. Says Zechariah 8:16. These are the things that ye shall do. Speak ye every man the truth to his neighbor. Execute the judgment of truth and peace in your gates. Thank you very much, Samuel. Appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that. But they're cowards, man. Simple as that, man. Cowards. They can't handle what they dish out. Typical of bullies. Typical of bullies. Because once you punch a bully in the face, they wasn't prepared for that. More times than not. They don't handle it as well as they dish it. And the governor convened a lawful session and Democrats fled on a private jet, complete with champagne services to avoid their duty. And who paid for the private plane? Who paid for the private plane out of the daggone state? Who's paying for their hotel stays right now? Who's feeding these people right now? Governor Abbott, he made it clear that if these Democrats do not return, he's prepared to remove their seats and call for special elections. I hope he does it. This is an extreme measure, but if they continue to hide in other states, there could be consequences. In fact, this is not even the first time the state has seen, such extreme action. Back in 2021, Texas even called in state rangers to force lawmakers to return, but the options to do so legally are limited. And let's not forget that back in 2021, Texas Democrats did manage to force Republicans to back down from some extreme elements of voter suppression laws. But even then, they couldn't stop the overall push to suppress a fair election. So now, as we watch this play out, it's clear that this isn't just a Texas issue. It's a national one. The Democrats know that. New York Governor Kathy Hochul, y'all know y'all love her, chimed in on the situation as well, saying that now she wants to redraw New York's congressional lines in response to Texas. These people are crazy, man. They're wild.
And his co-conspirator, Greg Abbott, erode our democracy and drag us toward authoritarianism. Now, what Texas and Republican states are doing at the direction of Donald Trump, I say is nothing short of a legal insurrection against our capital. Legal meaning they're using the legal process. Does not mean it's legal, and it must be stopped. If Republicans are willing to rewrite these rules to give themselves an advantage, then they're leaving us no choice. We must do the same. There's a phrase, you have to fight fire with fire. That is a true statement of how we're feeling right now. And as I've said, another overused but applicable phrase, all's fair in love and war. That's why I'm exploring with our leaders every option to redraw our state congressional lines as soon as possible.
All right, so here's the problem with all this redistricting chaos that's going on. In 2023, New York, they redrew its assembly districts after a court ruled the old lines are unconstitutional. Those new boundaries were supposed to be set for a decade, as the New York Constitution allows redistricting only once every 10 years. But now, less than a year later, Governor Kathy Hochul is already pushing for new maps. So much for respecting her own state's constitution, right? Welcome to the new era of redistricting wars, man. California's Gavin Newsom is eyeing similar moves, looking to redraw congressional maps to counter Texas's redistricting plans. But here's the problem. California's Independent Redistricting Commission, created by voters to keep politics out of the process, Newsom's fight fire with fire attitude signals a brewing clash between political ambition and democratic ideas. Illinois Democrats are also strategizing how to twist their maps even more for partisan gain, despite their past cries about gerrymandering. And in the middle of all of this looms the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is stepping in. There is a case right now out of Louisiana. They're challenging whether race-based districting under the Voting Rights Act is even constitutional anymore. Louisiana's map created 2 majority black districts because black residents make up about a third of the state. Does that sound fair? Well, you got challengers out there that argue that focusing heavily on race when drawing these maps crosses a constitutional line. The court's decision could blow up decades of Democrat-favored redistricting strategies all across the country. So if SCOTUS rules that race-based map drawing goes too far, it would make it much harder for Democrats to gerrymander using racial demographics as a tool. But if the court upholds the practice, the status quo remains, though it stays under heavy scrutiny. Either way, Democrats are milking the drama for donations. Donations, man. Donations. That's what this is about. I mean, just look at Texas. Democrats staged their usual outrage, knowing full well it won't change the outcome, but it'll certainly line their fundraising pockets. And at the end of the day, Republicans are pressing forward, and no amount of theatrics is going to stop them. This is about leveling the playing field, and Democrats are doing everything that they can to delay the inevitable. We're going to move on. These people are crazy. We're going to move on to another story. There's some other shocking news out there. Shocking. We got Elizabeth Warren. She just recently threw her support behind socialist, Democratic socialist Zohran Mamdani. I don't know if you guys have heard, but yeah, she did. Elizabeth Warren, Pocahontas herself. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. I'm not sure exactly where we are with the likes. My blues, please let me know. Appreciate everybody that support the channel via Super Chat. Thank you very much. Do appreciate you guys, man. Let's keep that going as well. Super Chat, super thanks, greatly appreciated. Shout out to Crystal Beyond Labels with the $10 Super Chat. Said that at any job, no call, no show equals termination. That should go for the Texas House Democrats. They work for the American people and they aren't doing their job. Absolutely right. You're absolutely correct right there. No call, no show, automatic ground for termination. Thank you very much, Crystal, for the $10 Super Chat. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. Let's move on. Let's check out your girl, your favorite senator out there, Senator Pocahontas.
One stands up and says, I will lead this city by making it more affordable. And here are my plans, real plans, plans to deliver on childcare, plans to deliver on housing, plans to deliver. We're going to experiment. We're going to try things on groceries. That is the Democratic message.
All righty. So let's talk about those plans. Let's talk about those plans. So they got plans to defund the police, release all criminals from prison, disarm law-abiding citizens, seize your property, offer free child mutilation, state-run grocery stores. Did I leave out anything? Am I missing something? Y'all let me know in the chat. Did I miss anything? These are the plans that Elizabeth Warren is now putting 100% of her support behind in New York. Where Mamdani's right now, he's emerged. He's the front runner right now. If this dude wins, New York City's in trouble, man. New York City's in trouble, man. We talked about this a while back. They've already lost like 200 businesses or 300 businesses gone, 200,000 jobs, $20 billion in tax revenue. What do you think is going to happen if this dude wins? Shout out to James. Is it James R. Debbie with the $10 super sticker? Thank you very much for supporting the channel. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Here's something else, man. The reason that she says she's supporting Mamdani is because of housing affordability. That's what she says. So she say. Take a listen to this.
One stands up.
Oh, wrong one.
You mentioned Mamdani, and you are in New York, sort of speaking in behalf of him to a certain extent. You know, I wonder, though, often we see this, and this is a local election. New York does not operate in a vacuum. It competes with other cities. And so this idea of somehow raising taxes on the wealthiest New Yorkers, who, by the way, I would point out, pay roughly 15% of their income right now between city and state. Raising taxes on them will simply drive them away. Shouldn't the focus of a mayor be on delivering services to the constituents of the city and doing that by raising the most revenue as possible without chasing businesses and the high-income taxpayers out of the city? Because they can go to Austin, they can go to Dallas, they can go to Atlanta, they can go to Nashville. This is your issue. It's a national issue, not a local issue.
The issue is affordability. Do you know how many working families are chased out of New York City every day because they can't afford housing, they can't afford groceries, they can't afford child care? What Zohran is saying is, I want people to be able to afford to live in New York City. That's what keeps it a vibrant city. That's what makes people want to live
Nobody
here.
disagrees with that, Senator, but raising taxes in order to do it? Why is that the answer?
Oh, dear. Are you worried that billionaires are going to go hungry?
No, I'm worried that they're going to leave and spend their money elsewhere.
You know, they've threatened to do that over and over and over.
And they have. They've left.
But here's the thing.
And Goldman Sachs, when they create new jobs, they do it in Dallas. And Blackstone won't build a new headquarters. And go on and on.
You want to have a workable city? You want to have a city that's vibrant. You want to have a city where the streets are full, where there are things for sale 24 hours a day. Then you need people who can live here and work
Well, we've
here.
got that right now,
Not
by the
people
way.
who
I
have
would
to
point
take
out
an
New
hour
York
and a
is
half
New York
in.
is thriving. So right
Well,
now it's doing pretty well, actually.
I'm glad you think they're doing well, because a lot of people are struggling to pay for housing. A lot of people are struggling to pay for groceries. And I got to tell you, mamas and daddies who are facing $25,000 a year to pay for childcare.
Those are national issues. I mean, I know they are the local state, but you can't.
New York City.
Yes, but if you deal with them in that way, by what is always your backup, just tax them more, they will leave.
No, the backup is make this city and make this country work for everyone. I get that the Republican point of view is make this country and make every city in this country work better and better for a handful of billionaires and let everybody else eat dirt. But what Mamdani won on in a Democratic primary is he said, I'm going to address affordability. And he didn't win by one vote.
No, he won by a lot. It's very much
won by a
unclear he
lot.
has the ability to actually do it, by the way, based on the laws and what the governor has to say and what he would actually have to do.
You know, I love that as the fallback position, and that is he's fighting for the right thing, but maybe the billionaires will have a way to
everybody
block
wants
him.
a more affordable city. There's no doubt about that. The question is how you go.
I actually do have a doubt about that. The
build more
billionaires
housing.
sure don't want to pay their part on this.
You build more housing. You do try to make it more affordable, but it is a very difficult thing to do. You know that around the country. This is not an issue that just here in New York. It's everywhere.
But it's not an issue that Eric Adams was fighting for. It's certainly not an issue that Andrew
I think the mayor would say they have been trying to focus on building as many new.
Mamdani is the one who said, I will make this a priority. And you know what he said? He said, I'm really going to lean in on childcare. I'm really going to lean in on housing. And I'm even going to try some new things to bring down the cost of groceries.
So it doesn't concern you that
I'm not going to sit around and pretend, oh, it's a federal problem. Let the federal government fix
You can
this.
say all these things, but again, I think many people would disagree to the extent that by raising taxes and making it more onerous for business that create the jobs, that create the revenues on which tax revenues come from, that you'd ultimately be dealing with a smaller pie. He may succeed.
Shout out to my guy Jeff over at It's Not Your Fault. Pocahontas and other Democrats haven't struggled in decades. They don't give a darn about the middle class. They want more taxes for more personal spending. Yeah. Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, so we all know Elizabeth Warren basically just salivates at the mouth when it comes to taxing everyone into oblivion. Y'all know this. She's throwing her support behind socialists like Mamdani, thinking that raising taxes on billionaires is the solution to everything. Last time I checked, poor people don't employ people. They employ no one. The last time I checked. Any of you guys who have jobs, is there a poor person, a person with no money employing you? Seriously. I want to know. Is that really the answer? Just raise the taxes on everybody? I mean, when we raise taxes on the wealthy, on the middle class, what happens is you basically drive them out the city. It's already happened. New York has already seen a mass exodus to places like Texas, Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, where lower taxes and less regulation, they're attracting to both businesses and individuals. But Elizabeth Warren and the left, they don't seem to understand that, or they don't actually care. This isn't about billionaires hoarding all the wealth. It's about policies that create a thriving economy and a city where everyone can afford to live. I mean, think about it. Warren has been promoting the idea that taxing the rich is the solution to everything, but that approach, it has its flaws. And in theory, it may sound nice, but what happens when the rich leave? Then you're left with a shrinking tax base, which is what's going on in New York right now, fewer resources to fund essential services. Warren, like so many progressives, they don't realize that simply redistributing wealth, it won't solve the bigger issue. The real problem is that the policies that make life unaffordable for everyday Americans, the high taxes, overregulation, the soft on crime policies, I mean, we've seen time and time again that these policies like Mondani's, they don't work. We talked about this, about a week or two ago, out there in Kansas City, the one government-run grocery store that they have out there with no food in it. The one government-run grocery store or funded grocery store, it has no food in it right now. They don't work. But yet these people, these lefties, man, they continue to promise all this free stuff, free this, free that. But then when it comes to delivering, the reality, not only does it hit them in the face, but everybody else around them that support these policies, and even the people that did not support the policies, they're left suffering the consequences from their poor policy and their poor agenda. And Warren was asked point blank, how is she actually going to accomplish all of this? You get no answers. You get no answers from this lady. None whatsoever. But I want to continue this video real quick.
By driving everybody out, rents will go down.
That the best way to run city government or national government is to start with the billionaires and say what will work best for you. Vote Republican.
I don't think anybody in New York is talking about doing that.
If you don't, then let's make the city more affordable. Let's make the country more affordable. And the way we do that, let's focus on housing. Let's focus on groceries. Let's focus on child care. Donald Trump
These are your
ran.
issues.
Donald,
These are national
Donald
issues.
Trump
You deal with
ran
that.
For all, and New York should just say,
no,
all we want is the
mayor of New
billionaires
York
pay
should
whatever
focus
you
on
want
delivering
to
the
pay.
most services to the citizens of
He
the
should
city and
focus.
make it a point of
I'm
improving
sorry,
life for
your
them.
fellow New Yorkers have said he should focus on affordability. This is why they have voted for Mondani, and that's why today I will be here to talk about his plans on child care, why people are talking about his plans. He's going to experiment to try to bring down grocery costs in food deserts. God bless him on that. He's going to try something. When was the last time you saw America? I'm going to try something.
You think
for
somebody who has
families,
absolutely no experience,
down.
33-year-old socialist, is going to succeed as the mayor of New York?
Yes, I
with
do.
no real experience whatsoever in city
I think he's going to do a
government?
lot more for working families than someone like Cuomo, who says, how many billions of dollars can we get into my campaign so that I can try to beat this guy back? Look, this is democracy at work. People want to see someone who's on their side, and that is Zohran Mamdani.
Wow. I can't believe that's the hill that she wants to die on, but hey, let her. Let her. Shout out to Hunter with the $10 super chat, says, I don't understand how the Democratic base still votes for this stupidity. How, after hearing what Crockett and the damn politicians are saying, still has them siding with the donkey party? Great question. I don't really have an answer to said question. I really don't. I don't have an answer to that. Oh, this is the next one. Shout out to Hunter with the $10 super chat, says, we need to find a way to stop these Democrats before it's too late. We are already on the verge of repeating what happened to America on April 12th, 1861. Appreciate that. Shout out to Crystal from Crystal Beyond Labels with the $5 super chat, says, ask Pocahontas to give some of that big pharma money that she has to those working families. Put up or shut up, Pocahontas. I agree. How much money? How much is she worth right now? Shout out to Marla with the $5 super chat, says, she is the queen of lying. Notice how they never say millionaires anymore. It's always billionaires now because they're all millionaires. Yeah, not only are they they're like, some of them are worth hundreds of millions of dollars at this point, right? Yeah, it used to be the millionaires. Now it's the billionaire class that they're going after. I mean, come on, man. So ridiculous, man. But her whole, let's make the city more affordable, that shtick, and the country more affordable by doing what exactly? I get it. They want to focus on housing, but housing is expensive in the places with the craziest overregulation when it comes to housing. California, they can't build anything out there. That's why a cracker box is $2 million. You can't build out there. You got all these environmental nut jobs out there keeping people from building. New York, I think it's a lack of space. New York City, especially. It's a lack of space. You can only build up at this point. I don't know what you do. I don't know what you do with that. Childcare is through the roof because a lot of these places, when you make minimum wage $15 to $20 an hour, of course it's going to raise the cost of childcare. You used to be able to hire a babysitter for $7 to $8 an hour. You can't do that anymore. You got to pay people $15 an hour. They just don't understand. Hey, when you own a business and you have employees, your employees, the labor cost, it's the largest expense on your P&L. The cost of employees. Not to mention every employee that you have, you got to pay tax on. Every employee that you have, you got to pay tax on. And then on top of that, you're going to pay wages and you're going to pay for benefits. The largest expense that every company has is their employee base. It's the labor cost. So when you jack up minimum wage for jobs that back in the day were for children, for teenagers and college students, and then you jack it up to say it's got to be a living wage because you got adults that chose not to actually do something better with themselves. And they're taking the opportunities that were once upon a time not supposed to be careers and forever jobs. Flipping burgers at McDonald's was not supposed to be a forever job. It wasn't supposed to be a career. Now, if you work your way up to management, things of that nature, but I'm just talking about just flat out flipping burgers, working the fries, working in some childcare facility where you're working with, young children, babies, things of that nature. That wasn't supposed to be a career. I mean, what are we talking about? Why do you think California lost so many daggone jobs? When they raised fast food workers, up to, I believe those people were getting $20 to $25 an hour. I mean, what did they think was going to happen? Last time I checked, people start businesses to make money. You got to turn a profit. Companies aren't in the business of losing money. They don't want to break even. They want to earn a profit. It's just baffling to me that you have a lot of jobs that back when I was growing up, for the most part, the jobs at the grocery stores, outside of management, and if you worked in some of the specialized locations at the grocery store, if you worked in the butcher shop or you worked in the seafood section, things of that nature, the people that kind of ran those things, those were adults. But the people that actually bagged the groceries, went outside and got the carts, those were teenagers. That was my first job, 15 years old, working at Kroger's. Out there bagging groceries and pushing carts in. Now you go to the grocery store and it's adults doing those jobs. I remember back in the day, you would go to McDonald's or Burger King or something along those lines, and it would be teenagers working the register. It would be teenagers working in the back. The adults were managers. The assistant manager, your manager, general managers, those were really the adults. Nowadays, a teenager wants to get a job, you're hard pressed to find it. It's difficult for a teenager to get a job. When my youngest son, he was looking for a gig, he goes over to the food line down the way to get a job. And they told him, he was 16 at the time, I believe. They told him, oh, we're not hiring any high schoolers right now. We're only hiring adults for a job to bag groceries and pull carts in. I mean, it's crazy. So all these minimum wage jobs, the minimum wage jobs were not meant for adults to live off and create careers on. I mean, this doesn't make sense. And now you got young people. Everybody's like, why are these young people out here running wild and crazy? They can't get a job. They shut down all the rec centers. The Ys are almost non-existent nowadays. The Boys and Girls Club are non-existent, and they can't get jobs anymore. So what do you expect for these youngins to do? Man. I just don't get it, man. I just do not understand these people, man. I don't understand these people. Mm-mm-mm. I don't even think they think this stuff through. Because they can't really tell you how this is supposed to work because they don't know how it's supposed to work. And I think a lot of them, they know that it just can't work. They know it's not going to work. But they'll keep peddling the lies to folks. They keep peddling lies to the folks that keep voting for them. You got Elizabeth Warren out here. She's part of the larger problem in the Democratic Party. A party that I can't even say losing touch. I think they have lost touch with the people that they're supposed to serve. And instead of pushing policies that truly address the needs of the working families, the Democrats are doubling down on failed ideas like taxing the rich and expanding government control. I mean, the truth is, raising taxes on the wealthy doesn't solve the affordability crisis. It just pushes people out and makes the problem worse. I mean, we've seen this happen already in places like San Francisco and Los Angeles, where the cost of living, it's through the roof. And the people who can't afford to stay there are the very ones who actually need the help the most. But while some Democrats like Elizabeth Warren, they couldn't wait to jump on the Mondani bandwagon, you got some other Democrats out there that are trying very hard to stay out of the fray. They're trying to stay away from it. Now, we know Cory Booker is a clown. We know this. But he's like, he don't want no parts of this Mondani situation.
I'm wondering if part of the issue with your party, do you think, is not embracing enough of the energy on the left flank of your party? You're seeing what's happening in your neighboring state in New York. Zoran Mamdani, he's the Democratic candidate, Democratic socialist candidate there. Democratic leaders are not supporting him. Is that a problem? Do you support him?
So you and I are going to have this conversation, and I'm going to say to you one day, I told you so. This is not a left-right issue. It really isn't. It is an authoritarian versus people who want pragmatic government that makes a difference in the lives of American people. I'm one of these people that says the lines that divide us in America are not nearly as strong as the ties that bind us. Big corporations, people want to keep our eyes on the screen, want to pit us against each other and tell us how much we should hate each other. I'm sorry. The left-right lens is not the right lens to look at this right now. Right now it is, can we get back to the pragmatic work of governing?
About Mamdani, are you going to support him?
I have learned a long time ago, let New York politics be New York politics. We got enough challenges in Jersey. I got a governor's race. I'm supporting Mikey Sherrill. I got legislative races. That's where my energy is going to go going into November. New York City, I love you. You're my neighbor. You're about 10 miles from where I live. You guys figure out your elections. I'm going to focus on mine.
That was a nice little dodge right there, huh? The nice little dodge, like, nah, I ain't getting in that. Hey, when Cory Booker, when he's getting out of it, when he's like, nah, I'm going to stay out of that. I'm not supporting that guy. And he's not doing it because he knows that there are still some Democrats out there. Even some, as extreme as Booker, that look at Mondani and go, nah, that's too far. That's too far for me. Hey, these politicians, man, they put on master classes on not answering questions, saying a whole bunch of nothing, saying a bunch of words, but not actually saying a whole lot. There's still some folks out there that are just like, nah, that's just a bridge too far for me. I can't go there. I mean, it's a rare breed, but they out there. That's why you got a lot of these younger folks in the Democrat Party saying, hey, we got to push these old people up out of here. They got to go. I'm 100% for it, too. I'm all for the super far left young progressives to push the old guard, because once that happens, they won't win another race. Nobody is going to get on board with this, with their foolery on a national scale. Are you kidding me? Especially if Mondani wins, which is looking like he has a chance. If he wins and he runs New York City into the ground, whoo, hey, they're going to be cooked. They're going to be cooked. There are some people out there that still understand how dangerous and how toxic Mondani's politics are. Some. There are some. But, hey, someone like him, they shouldn't have a problem You're probably not going to have a problem winning in a place like New York. But imagine, if this takes root on a larger scale, you can basically kiss states like Pennsylvania, or Ohio or Georgia. You can forget about it. Because in most of the rest of the country, people actually understand that socialist policies make a place less competitive, less attractive to businesses, and less livable for everyone except the rich and politically connected. I mean, when you look at San Francisco, it's basically a third world country when you think about it in the grand scheme of things. You got the have and the have-nots, and very little in between. You got the people who have a lot and the people that don't have anything. And they're all living in squalor and next to each other. Have you guys, you've probably never been to India before, but if you go to India, y'all know you have these caste systems out there. You will see just the nicest high-rise apartment or a nice home, and right next door to it will be slums. Like, you will see people in really nice high-rise apartments or condos looking over the slums. It is wild. You got the people who got money, those that don't, and they all just live amongst each other. Typically, normally, it's not peaceful either. But the reality is that, for Mamdani, the more he promises free things and more government intervention, the more he pushes New York City basically into a death spiral of higher taxes, fewer jobs, and increased poverty and increased crime. And the truth is, New York City is struggling because of the very policies that Mamdani and Elizabeth Warren champion. They want to raise taxes. They want to expand government control. And they want to redistribute wealth as if that's going to solve a thing. It's not. But what we do need is leadership that focuses on cutting taxes, reducing government interference, getting rid of all the daggone over-regulation. I'm not saying that we don't need some regulation, but they just take it entirely too far. And they need to allow businesses to grow and thrive. What Mamdani is offering, it isn't that. He's offering more of the same, more taxes, more regulation, and more harm to the people who can least afford it. And in conclusion, if you want a New York City that works for everyone, one where families can afford to live, where businesses can grow, and where the middle class has a real shot, I don't think Mamdani is your guy. But I do think the people out there should do their due diligence, do their research, and then make up your mind. I mean, this dude won the Democratic primary, and then the day after, the number one searched question on Google Trends was, what is socialism? Because you had a lot of people that supported this dude, and they didn't actually know what they were supporting. You can go and do some research. There's tons of videos all on YouTube. You can go to X. You could probably go to TikTok, and you can find the videos on socialist countries, and you can go see how it doesn't work. How it doesn't work. You can go see it for yourself. All righty. Last but not least, I want to get into this. We talked about the story. I think we talked about this maybe last week, or I don't know, maybe a week or so ago. But I want to give you guys a little bit of an update. So I think everybody at this point has heard about the brawl that happened out in Cincinnati that left two people seriously injured. A young woman, I mean, she just got both of them got the brakes beat off of them. I mean, it was really, really, really ridiculous. You had a lot of people out there saying that, they got what they deserved and all this other kind of stuff, but I mean, it's just, I just don't understand people these days.
Got disturbing new video with a different angle of this vicious attack that unfolded at 3 a.m. on Saturday in Cincinnati. It appears to show a verbal confrontation. Then you see a white man in a white shirt slap a black man in a red shirt. Punches are then thrown and the brawl ensues. The white man is punched and kicked repeatedly by black men and women. This new video also shows two other white men getting beat up. Horrifically, another video shows a woman being knocked.
Okay. I didn't realize, my bad. I didn't realize this was going to be that bad. All righty. That one's going to do it. That one's going to do it to the stream. Goodness gracious. Come on now. All right. So back in July, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, downtown Cincinnati. It basically became a scene of a brutal ambush that went viral nationwide. I think everybody's seen it. There were 6 people that were targeted. One of them was a young woman by the name of Holly, who is a single mom who was out celebrating a friend's birthday. She tried to intervene in the brawl, and for her courage, she was knocked unconscious and left bleeding on the ground. I mean, the images, haunting, busted lip, black eye, severe head trauma. I'm sure she had a concussion of some sort. You know, Holly, she's been in and out of hospitals ever since, battling a concussion, and you know, very bad brain trauma, as she would put it. Fast forward to now, 4 suspects, including Dominique Kittle, they've been arrested and charged with felonious assault and aggravated riot. 2 more are still on the run, but while the justice system slowly moves, the real help came from people like Benny Johnson. And I know a lot of you guys don't really care for Benny Johnson like that, but he did a report recently on the story. Well, he didn't just do a story or a report on it. He actually kind of took some action, and there's a Give, Send, Go fundraiser for Holly to help cover her medical bills and lost wages. The response was overwhelming. Within days, hundreds of thousands of dollars poured in from people across the country who wanted to help a woman they didn't even know. This won't undo, you know, what happened to her. It won't undo the fact that she got knocked out there in the middle of the street. You know, and these folks, I do think that they should face justice, you know, for what they did, and they will. At least 4 of them, you know, has already been charged. So I would assume that there's as the police do their job and continue to investigate, trying to get more and more footage from this. I'm sure they will. I'm sure there'll be more people arrested. I'm sure of it. You know, but Holly's story, you know, it's a powerful reminder that while politicians and city officials basically turn a blind eye because Holly didn't fit the narrative, everyday Americans did step up. And this is what community looks like. I mean, when leaders fail, the people rise. Even in these dark times, goodness still shines through. Holly's fight, it isn't over, but she's also not fighting alone. But I want to share this with you guys real quick. Give me a second.
What's up, guys? It's Ben A. Talk is cheap. It's now these. Well, I'm happy to report to you that at time of publishing this right now, the Give, Send, Go is at $183,000. And if you donated, I just want to say profoundly thank you. It's been covered by a lot of different news outlets, Fox News, Daily Mail. I'm getting outreach from reporters from all around the world. A ton of Cincinnati reporters, and Holly recorded this video. It's her first video recording since the attack. This is her first time on camera speaking about what happened to her. Here we go.
I just want to say thank you so much to everyone for all of the love and support. It is very humbling that you have sent your prayers, your blessings. It's definitely what's keeping me going. And you have just brought back faith in humanity. So God bless you all. And thank you. I appreciate everything that you're doing for me and my family. It's been very, very hard. And I'm still recovering. I still have a very bad brain trauma. And it's, thank you, everyone.
Break your freaking heart. We have a obligation on.
Yeah, that's wild, man. That's wild. And I agree with you, Jane. Yeah, only a weak dude would punch a woman the way that individual did, man. That's just wild. That is just wild. I mean, I've seen some crazy things, but and the fact that I believe, you know, I watched the video, there were people that, I think stole her jewelry and just left her there. I mean, this is wild, man. It's just wild, man. You know, they say that in the, you know, in the end times, you know, people's hearts would wax cold. Thank you, Leslie Aaron. I was going to look that up to see exactly how much has been raised. So at this point, over $479,000 have been raised. Wow. Holy smokes, that's a lot of money. All right, TA, take care, brother. Yeah, that's wild, man. Wild, to say the least. But they did say, the word does say, man, that, hey, in the last days, people's hearts will wax cold. Completely, this whole situation is completely unnecessary, unacceptable. The fact that you had politicians out there condoning it, condoning the behavior, which is really, really crazy. The fact that there was a lack of police presence out there is even wilder. I mean, how do you have a jazz festival out there with a bunch of people and no police presence? I mean, those folks was going at it for a long time, man. Yeah. Hey, Samuel Guzman, you're absolutely right there, man. That alcohol will mock you and will make a fool out of you. You're absolutely right. You are right there. You are right, man. You know, one of the dudes that was arrested, you know, they say that he was the one that spurred off, you know, his mom gets on there and was talking about he's a good boy and he's on the honor roll with a B average. I didn't know you could be on the honor roll with a B average, but he looked like he was almost 40. What honor roll is he on? It's not college, because typically when you're in college, you're either on the dean's list or something along those lines. I'm just like, yo, people will make up anything. Will make up anything. I mean, it's wild, man. It's wild. My wife, we were watching, and my wife brought up a Saturday Night Live. It was a Saturday Night Live skit with who was it? What is his name? The comedian that was on there. Oh. And he was like dressed up, you know, as an older black woman or whatever. And you know, even with that situation, the crazy thing too is that, you know, she was talking about, you know, he's a good boy and, you know, he's the B honor roll and all this type of stuff. And he was out on bond for having a weapon and either a robbery or burglary or something along those lines. Crazy. The things that people will defend. I remember my parents told me, like, hey, man, you go out there and get in trouble with the law. Don't call us. You go out there and get yourself arrested. Do not call us. We will not be defending you. We will not be coming to get you. That's what I was told. But, you know, folks will defend anything. I want to see if I can find that skit. Hold up. I'm gonna show this to you guys if I can find it. If I can find it, I want to show it to you guys, and we're gonna get up out of here. But I hope you guys enjoyed the show today. Tracy Morgan. That's who it is. Golly, I'm sitting there like, what is that guy's name? It's Tracy Morgan. I don't think I'm gonna find it. I'm not gonna find it now. Now watch. Later today, it's gonna come up. I'm gonna have to ask my wife where she found it at. But I appreciate you guys pulling up, man. Appreciate you guys, man. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel via Super Chat. Appreciate you guys. Shout out to all my ARP family members. Shout out to my Blues. Thank you guys very much, man, for doing what you guys do, keeping things peaceful in the chat. What's going on, Mike C? Appreciate you. Appreciate you, brother. But hope you guys enjoyed the show today, man. We'll be back at this thing tomorrow, Lord willing, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be back at it, man. I appreciate you guys, man. Keep God first. Stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you all next time, man. Peace.
Vibes so raw, can't hide the truth. Words so sharp.